Welcome everybody to game number 2 between Tarsis and Haijuk here. So in the first game we saw a pretty decisive victory from Haijuk there, even though he had a bit of a bad map. And Tarsis had the upper hand with map generation. Haijuk was still able to fight back and take the win. Let's look at the map generation now. We see both players starting with TC, some outposts, barracks. Same thing here, yeah, TC, some outposts, barracks. We do see a shorefish here for Tarsis, but he hasn't found any other food, so there's some turkeys, which unfortunately he has not found. And why is he running around near the outposts? He has vision here. Why is he using a scout here? He does see the turkey. Maybe he's going to get that turkey, but he should be scouting back up his base a bit more. Wood line for Tarsis. This is going to be the closest wood line for him. That's going to be really hard to defend early on. Now let's look at the Juke's point of view. He's also taking shorefish. He actually has... No, sorry, my bad. He has 2 turkeys as well, some shorefish, boars. Notice this deer. He's probably going to mill here, take the shorefish and the deer. At least that's something what I would do. He does have the wood line. Yeah, he does have a lot of wood line which he could take in the bag, of course. It's also far away from his town center, but if you can make the wood line over here, it's so far away from Tarsis. Unless Teal here goes for some scouts, I don't think he's able to reach that wood line. Also see the water running over here, which is completely walling that off. So if we can see like small wall over here and then make the military production on this hand side, then Haijuk is going to secure like almost the entire backspace of his base. Let's see here, milling in the boar. Dojo will survive since he has loom. Does Tarsis have loom? Tarsis actually not getting loom, so that's why he's one villager in front, because Haijuk got loom and Tarsis did not. Okay, what else do we see on the map? There's like some water, which probably isn't going to do too much. The backside for Tarsis does have gold here, which is inaccessible. No, he can access it, but that's so far away. Don't think he's going to take it. He does see the 2 boards, which he's going to take now. The stone over here, and this gold and stone are a bit forward for him. So yeah, gold is also going to be a problem for Tarsis, in my opinion. Gold is in the back there. For Haijuk, I didn't see any stone. Did I miss the stone pile? Looked like Haijuk does not have any stone. So again, Tower Rush could be a viable option for Tarsis on this map. Let's go to mill the deer. Let's see. Just taking in his 2 boards first. The house over here. Sending villagers to chop wood on this hand side, and Tarsis still doesn't have a lumber camp. Let me check the scouting of his map. Yeah, he still hasn't found any wood. Where is his scout? Scout is over here. He did spot... Oh, that's actually probably the stone from Haijuk there. Ooh, so the stones for Haijuk are spawning actually in a place that's inaccessible for him, because it's the night with the water there. So we would have to run all the way around here to have access to stone. And Tarsis does see this. No, he actually does only see this one small stone pile. He's making an extra house. He needs to get some wood. He needs to find a wood line, which he still hasn't done. He needs to scout over here to find some wood lines. Yeah, nice mill here on the deer and the shorefish. Having 1 extra shorefish, 200 foods, something that the mill from Tarsis here does not have. Tarsis also not luring in a second boar, even though he sees it. He's taking the turkeys instead of luring this boar. Come on, man. Step your game up. We see 5 on wood already from Haijuk. I did see that the Duke was scouting the map from Tarsis, and Tarsis, what is he scouting? Now he's scouting the back area. He needs to be scouting over here. He does see the other terrain type, and he sees that there's some trees over on this terrain, so it would really be scouting this terrain, because now he's just scouting the back of his base where there's nothing, and he will be struggling for the woods even more. Let's speed up the game a bit. You see Tarsis going up the field edge, Haijuk going up the field edge as well. Tarsis now luring the boar into his mill instead of luring it to his town center. He's going on to the mill. He is going for stable, so he's going heavy into scouts, but going into scouts with no farms. No farms, no food coming in. Please don't make a mill. If he makes a mill, he will not have enough wood for a lumber camp, but he does now finally spot the wood line, and he's going to make a lumber camp over here. Let's check what Haijuk is doing. Haijuk is going for blacksmith stable for Haijuk. He also has 2 farms already up. Could potentially have a third boar over here, which he probably hasn't found yet. We won't see him taking that boar. No. Good, well, actually just missing the scouting here on the wood line, but for the rest he does have a good of scouting to see the resources from Tarsis here. Sees the mill, the berries, the stone, sees the gold, second stone, he sees the stable, so he knows that scouts are coming forward. And we might see potential defensive spearmen. Not queuing one up for now. No, getting down 4-3, so Haijuk is behind the military because he was being housed there and not being able to create an extra scout. But Tarsis' economy, he is struggling because he is using all of his foods. He killed a villager. Tarsis just deleted a villager. I'm so glad we spotted that. I don't know. What's he doing? He's housed. He deleted the villager. Queued up another one. Gets housed again. Not making a house somewhere. Okay, he's making some house over there. But what's he doing? Does have the military numbers, but he's not engaging. And R.E.D is getting defense upgrades on his units already. Okay, he sees the scouts, he's going forward with the spearmen, good decision. If you go forward with the spearmen and the scouts, you can take a really efficient fight there versus the scouts from Haijuk. Let's see here, come on. Good engagement so far, spearmen coming forward. No, fight, why? Why would you run back? Tarsis, why would you run back? You are the one with the forward spear, you need to fight. Don't run back. Yeah, because now he's fighting with only a spear, and the spear is going to get picked off while his scouts were not engaging. Yeah, that's not good. Not good from Tarsis. Tarsis should have been using the scouts to fight, and when the spearmen come forward, R.E.D would have to run away or focus down on spearmen, like he did here, but then he would take additional hits from the scout while he was picking up the spearmen. But Tarsis went back to the scouts, sent the spearmen forward, and the spearman was fighting alone versus these 5 scouts getting picked off, while the scouts from Tarsis were not fighting in that engagement. So, not the best micro from him. Haijuk, yeah, like I said, like we actually saw in the first game, Haijuk is clearly the better player out of these 2. And again, 6 villager leads for Haijuk. 6 villager lead for Haijuk as well. That's because Tarsis was keeping his town center idle and was also housed for a long time. A lot of villagers on the berries, a lot of villagers on the boar, and he's going to have 0 food coming in at this point in the game. 0 food coming in, he's 180 foods. Still creating scouts, which would mean that he will be unable to make villagers. No wood for farms, of course, because he didn't have enough villagers on the woods early on. He's getting the farm upgrade using his last food, and now 0 food for Tarsis, 0 farms for him. So a lot of idle villagers, and this is really really, really bad for him. Cannot create any more army. I would have stopped queuing up that last scout. Not creating villagers. Trying to engage me here. He does have the forward spearman, something that the Duke does not have, but the Duke is getting bloodlines and he already has 1 defense upgrade. Only 5 villagers on the wood, that's not enough. So many idle villagers, 10 idle villagers, that's half of the population from Tarsis being idle. Still 0 food coming in. Drop down farms, you get 150 wood. Drop down 3 farms, come on man. This, nah, not looking good at all. I don't like to call it, but I actually want to say that it's over already. It's over already. So many idle villagers, 0 food coming in, so much idle time, not creating any army. He's going forward with all the villagers, not dropping down farms. Going with forward towers, that's a good decision, since Red does not have access to stone and cannot make his defensive towers, but... Okay, now finally we see farms. Finally, that took so long. Look at the villager count, 6 fill difference and wheelbarrow. So wheelbarrow, that's 3 villagers I think. And also a better economy for Red. So Red is going to look really good here. Already has a 200 score lead, and that's also just going to increase the more the game goes on. Tarsis, patrol. Not patrolling. Spearmen were trying to attack the villager there, and were not attacking the scouts. Okay, this time he's fighting with both his army. This time he's fighting with the spearmen and the scouts, and it's finally one of the first good engagement that I see Tarsis take. But he's still going to lose here because he does not have any upgrades on his scouts. Only 1 tower, which will get taken out by the scouts from Haijuk here, and I think Tarsis could just call it GG here. 500 score lead for Haijuk, more villagers, more army, more upgrades for his economy, more upgrades for his army. So Haijuk is just leading in every possible statistic, I would say. Now he's doing a bad thing here going with the forward villagers. He should just let the scouts handle it, because there's nothing that Tarsis can do to follow it up. So yeah, he doesn't even need the forward villagers to batter down the tower, in my opinion. But since he doesn't have access to stone, he probably just doesn't want to take any risk and wants to kill the tower before a second one can come up. Tarsis did wall in the villager, but is not repairing the tower. I don't know why. He does have enough stone and wood for it. Ay. Forward spearman again getting picked up there. And the scouts will kill the villager. And there we have the GG being called. Really dominant performance from Haijuk here. And I think this can be maybe one of the most one-sided games in this tournament. And even though it was a quarter final. Let's check the achievements. Kills better for Haijuk. More buildings killed even. More army from Tarsis. That's yeah, he had more army because he had scouts and spearmen, but he didn't have any upgrades on those. Haijuk, of course, more economy, more upgrades. Like I said, really important here. Look at the difference from the upgrades, and he also had some really important ones like bloodlines, wheelbarrow, and the villager difference is just insane. So that means that Haijuk will be advancing to the semi-final of the lower brackets. Congratulations to him.